Yes, my husband is trans too, and every time like I do a video on it, people are like shocked. I always have people that follow me still, even if I've said it a few times, where they're still like, "Oh my god, I had no idea, and I followed you for years." It's so funny. Before I did this video, I asked my husband, "I'm like, can I do a video to answer this question and like brag on you?" And he's like, "Okay." Because my husband's a lot more private about his transition and stuff. That's why I don't do things like a lot of people are like, "Oh, will you show pictures before?" No, I will not. He'll ask me like to share parts of his journey, how far along he is. No, I'm not going to talk about that. But as far as him being a trans man, he kind of honestly had no really choice in, coming out about that. But I think he's more comfortable now, probably because, it was met with positive feedback, and people were very supportive. Okay, now let's get to the bragging. This is my husband. Look how handsome he is. This is just the other day. I took this from a video. But yeah, my husband, okay, he is almost 6 feet tall. I think he's like an inch under 6 feet or something. He's like over 300 pounds. He has a size 14 shoe. And yes, he is a trans man just like me. Oh my god, look at those arms. Are you fucking kidding me? Sometimes he'll be like in the other room and he can hear me bragging on him. I know because I'll go out there and he'll give me a giant hug and I'll be like, "Did you just hear me bragging on you?" And he's like, "Yeah." But anyways, yeah, my husband is a fucking beast. He is just, and I know how lucky I am because, listen, finding a trans man that I vibe with on this, or any person really, but especially a trans man, because I feel like being with another trans guy, like he understands me on a level that others just can't, and to find somebody that understands me on that level, but then I vibe with in all other areas pretty much, and then he is a beast. Oh my god. Like I'm 5'6", 5'7", and usually in the trans mass community, that's actually not, I wouldn't say like really tall, but like it's pretty tall. When I met my husband, I was like, oh my god. One thing about my husband, that really, really, I wouldn't say it was a factor that drew me in because, a lot of other factors like his patience, his sense of humor, his intelligence, he's very like hands-on, like in trade work and stuff, and that's very attractive to me. But one thing that was very, I would say, impressive to me, especially as a trans man, is that when I met my husband, hold on, this is around the time I first met my husband. So when I first met him, he was in trade school. He was in training for building construction technology. He was living like on the actual campus and an all male dorm. Now listen, just think about how much bravery, how much gonads it takes to like put yourself in a situation like that as a trans person and go under the radar. And not only did he go under the radar, but he was just himself, and people respected him for it, and he's still friends with a lot of them. I'm still friends with a lot of them that I met through him, and so that was just so impressive to me that he saw a program that was important to him, like construction and stuff like that. He really is into that stuff. He had a passion for it, and he probably knew, it could be maybe unsafe. I'm not recommending people to be unsafe, but it could be scary, and he just owned it. He just went in, he was himself, and I just that's so impressive to me that he was able to do, because working, like I've worked in the construction field before I transitioned, and it's not it is not for the faint of heart. Going into that situation as a trans man, knowing that you could be outed, and just being yourself, and I don't know, just going into a situation like that, it had to be really nerve wracking, but he did it because it was a passion of his and he wanted to go after that. And that is just so attractive to me that he's like, and he does that every day, you know what I mean? Like he usually, like obviously we get recognized in public and stuff, but for the most part, he's under the radar. Like he really does kind of in some ways live stealth. Like obviously if people watch my videos, they know he's not. But when we're out in public and stuff, people usually regard him as a cis man. They don't question it. And I think part of that's just because he's just like, this is me, take it or leave it, I don't give a shit. And I love that about my husband. He just doesn't give a shit.